As a former New York City dweller, I do not miss this. This as New Yorkers are now being egregiously taxed for trying to drive in to New York City, as of course they're told and reassured, don't worry, the violently filled, trash, rat-infested crap hole known as the New York City subway system is now your safe alternative to, of course, your vehicle that used to represent total freedom and Americana, as it is directly under attack by the globalists. As in this video, I specifically want to argue how this has been building up and happening for a very long time, as you are being coerced, you are being bamboozled into the UN 2030 15-minute city agenda that already is being implemented slowly and surely. As we keep getting crazier and crazier video footage from New York City, as more and more people are just being absolutely thrown to the winds of lunatics and crazy people, as we keep hearing story after story of innocent, honest, hardworking people being thrown onto the tracks, being violently beaten, hurt in many unspeakable ways, as the few who actually stand up against a lot of this bedlam and nonsense are actually deemed enemies of the state. I'm looking at you, Daniel Penny. It's one reason why a lot of people are making the very hard choice and decisions to gamble with their safety, to gamble with their lives, because now the city has made it unaffordable to be able to, of course, travel in through your own private vehicle. As they have told the poor and middle class people, we don't care. We're going to keep charging you an additional toll now, as of course people are already charged very significant tolls to drive in and out of New York City. But those tolls, additionally, with the extremely high insurance prices, with the extremely high parking prices, and with all the hoops you have to jump through to, of course, just get your registration and inspection, is leading a lot of people to deal with some of the most craziest situations in their lives, as perfectly highlighted by this wonderful subway experience where they literally uncover a decomposing body.
So now they cut off all the power, and EMS and NYPD is now on site.
So we're gonna have to escape?
Investigating. So we're gonna be here for a little while.
Do we get paid?
Wait.
Can we escape? I dad paid my fare this time.
This time, very interesting statement, as of course fare evasion is the new norm now, as a lot of people are saying, I gotta gamble my life and pay for this? Hell nah.
No, I need my $375 back. Where to my mother? Hold on, wait. Miss, it's Christmas. I need my $275 back.
If you out here, I smell everything on you.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Wait, hold on, miss. I can't get my $275 back. I pay.
Yes, please. 275 pay. Really, there's a body found, and you're worried about $2.75, and you're trying to emotionally manipulate this poor lady as there's a body found so you can get $2.75 back. You can definitely see where his priorities are at.
It's Christmas. Come on.
It's an old body. It's probably
It's a girl or boy?
I don't know yet.
How old are we saying? Huh? How old is this body?
We have. They just
Wait, can you give us
so
a food? Like an old person? Can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see the body? Can I see the body?
I can't even see it.
As someone who has written the New York City subway system far too many times myself, this is kind of the norm. You see the most absurd, most wild, most kind of schizophrenic, craziest people losing their ish. As people need to understand, this is the norm. New Yorkers are so used to this that usually they don't even take out their phone and film. If you do see someone film, it's probably a tourist who's like, wow, this is crazy, as this is what people go through every single day. And it's not just nitpicking on social media and highlighting it that makes you think it's more than it actually is. No, that's New York City. People lose their ish, especially when they're congested, especially when they're so close together, especially when they are around all these jujus and vibes and energies that of course make them go absolutely freaking crazy, as anyone paying that much for a studio apartment in the middle of a crap hole, as there's drive-by shootings and trash and rats everywhere, also would go crazy. As of course the diets that they also have aren't also the best. As of course, before talking about the UN 2030 agenda and the 15 mini globalist cities, that are already implementing black boxes and kill switches for cars in Europe. We want to tell you about one of the companies that we've been working with for quite a while because they are absolutely awesome and help you have a wholesome, awesome, nutritious diet. And that, of course, is BiltongUSA.com. These are absolutely incredible carnivore snacks packed with protein, packed with essential nutrients and minerals that, of course, you do not get in the average American diet. As my favorite is, of course, the U.S. Wagyu. It is absolutely incredible meat. South African biltong. You can compare it to American beef jerky, but you really can't, because if you go to the stores here, you try to get some beef jerky, it's filled with so much crap. This very clean ingredients, very good snack, very good food, made by a small business in Texas from Anton, who created and made this family-friendly snack and continues to do so in his own house. It's low in carbs, packed with protein. It is the ultimate carnivore snack, great source of iron, several other essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, which will fuel your gains in all aspects of your life, whether you're following a carnivore, keto, or high-protein diet. Biltong is the perfect addition to your positive lifestyles. Use code WRC10 for 10% off of your purchase, as they're also doing a carnival health challenge right now that you could get involved in. They're doing a contest, they're doing a sweepstakes, as of course they want people to eat more meat. This is what I eat, especially after I come from the gym. It's really, really good. Really delicious, really awesome, and also you do, of course, support small business at the same time. You support us and you support yourself with proper healthy choices, which the people of New York City absolutely are not making for themselves. As this woman gave us the not so Hollywood friendly version of events of how she's experiencing this wonderful, amazing city.
One of the most unsettling parts of living in New York City is becoming numb to things that I just shouldn't be numb to. Today my train was late, for example, and over the loudspeaker they announced that someone was struck by the train and that's why the trains were delayed. And like, that didn't even faze me, but ever since that guy went on a spree yesterday, I can't stop but think that every single person on the street wants to stab me. I've not felt this unsafe since Hallie got punched in the head.
As what she's saying is true. Growing up in New York City, you become numb to some of the worst human atrocities ever. And growing up in New York City from the 1990s, the early 1990s in Brooklyn to about the 2020s, I've seen the most ridiculous things that you could ever imagine. I've seen people shot. I've seen people stabbed. I've seen people macheted. I've seen people locked and socked. I saw human fecal matter squirting out of people way too many times, as well as blood, as well as a lot of other stuff that's not really so pleasant, as of course this type of bedlam is predominantly in the New York City subway systems and the underground systems, where a lot of these people are forced very close to each other and have no way out. That's a recipe for disaster, but that's a recipe for what the city wants you to do, as they are coercing people willingly, knowingly, and admittedly by saying, no. Car, no. Get in there with everybody else, Bill Bob. You're in for a ride of your life, as we're going to make you use the government services. And people aren't happy about this, including this man who is being mocked for some reason, as he literally has to drive one block every frickin' time and give the city more of his money that they waste and mismanage importing the third world, subsidizing it, paying for, of course, a lot of the criminality and gangs out there, which I wouldn't be happy about, because the New York City government wastes your money.
$9 each day that you pass 60th Street. And while I disagree with it for many reasons, for me in particular, it really hits home, because I live right here on 61st Street in this building, and my car is right there, parked in front of my building. And if I want to go to turn around to go uptown to visit my kids who live on 79th Street, I have to pay $9 to go around the block, because this is a one-way street, and that's a one-way street, and that's a one-way street, and there's no way for me to get uptown without going around the block and paying $9.
As we're also getting information from Viral News New York City that the cost for Ubers is going to be, of course, passed on to the customer, as we're finding out that Uber drivers could drive in and out of the congestion zone without being charged if they have no customer. But if they have a customer, that customer is going to be paying the congestion charge additionally to its bill. As now Uber prices will be more expensive, as the Uber driver will be getting reimbursed for any charges that, of course, he gets, as now Uber won't be paying anything at all when it comes to these congestion prices, except for now you could expect your Uber to be even that much more expensive. As New York City receives around 900,000 cars per day. If they're charging $9 per entry, the city would make $8 million daily. $240 million monthly. As of course, who else is going to be paying for the migrant crisis and the replacement of the local New Yorkers with the new New Yorkers that were literally incentivized and told to come in by the mayor, who also, of course, gave them free monthly stipends to spend on whatever they wanted to. As a lot of New Yorkers are told, no, this is so there's no congestion. And that's a load of crap, as New York City has been getting rid of driving lanes in New York City for quite a long time, creating the congestion that now they're using as an excuse to tax you up the wazoo for. As of course, this is the kind of awful, evil, coercive plan by government that is truly cruel.
Talking about congestion. They killed 3 lanes, bro. Now, if you see across the street, right, that's fire department. They're only making 2 lanes in the city. And they talk about congestion. So that's fire department parking over there, for the fire department on the corner, where the flag is. There's 2 lanes. Now, immediately to my right in front of me, that's a parking lane. Then there's a bike lane, and then that's an extended sidewalk lane. This lane right here, that brown lane, it's an extended sidewalk. So I want you to see, this is what New York City's doing. And they talk about they need to make tolls for congestion pricing.
As what we're seeing here is a deliberate plan to de-incentivize people from having freedom on the roads. A plan that has been in the works for quite a while, but has been deceptively, slowly and surely been implemented to de-incentivize you from being able to drive. As of course, the only people who will be able to drive are the super rich. Everyone else, no, you're not afforded the same kind of liberties and freedoms as the upper echelons of society that, of course, doesn't mind if they have to pay $9 every single time. As the blue-collar businessman, he will. The construction worker that has to bring in his supplies into the city, he does. As again, it's $9 just to get into the city on top of tolls, like the Lincoln Tunnel, that charges you $15.38 to get into New York City on additional parking charges that are absolutely egregious. As of course, what they want you to do is to sell your car, and that's exactly what some people are doing.
Made these big changes that include leaving their cars at home, taking transit to work for the first time just to avoid those tolls.
When the congestion pricing first started coming, I was like, I'm gonna have to move back to New York.
Chris Nunez tells us he took drastic measures to prepare for congestion pricing. First, he moved from New Jersey to the Bronx, then got rid of his car to avoid paying the new daily $9 toll.
Sold the car, taking the train full time.
But he already has reservations about the subway system.
It's not safe. Police needs to do a better job at, walking up and down the platform.
This commuter from Brooklyn says it's the first day he's taking the train instead of driving to his job within the congestion pricing zone. Today is day 1 of you trying this?
Today's day 1.
Did you have to wake up earlier?
Earlier, yeah.
How much?
Let's sleep, like half hour earlier.
He says it's inconvenient, but he's trying to avoid paying almost $200 extra per month.
Now I have to take the train, yeah. It's too expensive. With all the stuff going on in the trains and stuff, who wants to take the train?
I don't, of course, this is a perfect mandate. This is a perfect kind of larger plan for a 15-minute city that already is being used and utilized in some places around the world, as there are current projects underway in the United Kingdom that are already doing this, as England's chief medical officer is now advocating for these 15-minute cities, as this is, of course, the UN 2030 vision that is being implemented here. Now, what is this? Well, this is essentially a globalist wish list of them trampling and destroying your personal liberties and freedom, all in the name of, quote, sustainability, equality. And when you start to really hone in and look into what's really being implemented here by the United Nations, a globalist empire state, you see that all of this essentially gives the central controllers carte blanche over your life that prioritize subjugating and destroying your own personal liberty. And the biggest liberty is you being able to drive. And that's why a part of the UN 2030 vision is to ban all gas and diesel cars by the end of 2030. It's a plan that a lot of governments are moving forward with and implementing, including the ones here domestically inside of the United States. As of course, Joe Biden announced that America is moving forward with, quote, clean cars and trucks. What does that mean? That means getting rid of gas and diesel cars. As already, there are multiple states that have banned the sale of diesel cars and RVs inside of their states, all in the name of these larger plans that absolutely don't make any sense at all. Unless, of course, you're trying to implement total serfdom and control over the population. Then, of course, it makes total freaking sense here, as the UK is even planning to ban fully hybrid cars by 2030, as their larger sensationalistic fear-mongering here is all hot air made up out of nowhere. As the regulations and rules in Europe are absolutely ridiculous, they just started to implement black boxes in all European cars starting July 7th, 2024, that will track, trace, and database every single thing you do. There's European car makers out there that are installing kill switches inside of cars that, of course, not only watch you as you are driving and allow you to be spied on, as cars now are privacy nightmares, as the surveillance footage and data that they collect on you could be also very easily hacked and collected by third parties, including governments that, of course, now have a perfect spying device. As Europe literally had to pass new cybersecurity regulations according to the UN resolution in order to make sure that everyone was on the same page when it comes to the government tracking, databasing, and watching you. As when you really start to look at this kind of, quote, advanced tech, all of it really is meant to de-incentivize one of the most amazing, one of the most incredible things in life, and that is freedom of movement. And once they regulate that, which they tried to do in 2020 and 2021, and they did it extensively, and they knew that just by doing it by force, there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to be mad. But if you do it in another kind of coercive, manipulative way by just de-incentivizing them from doing it, you could still achieve your goals. And that's exactly what the New York City congestion pricing is all about. As of course, this is the start. This is the test pilot, as they already have been doing this in Europe. And the plan is, of course, to make this global everywhere. And for me, that's a load of hot crap and garbage and trash that is also filled with the New York City subway system. And if you agree, share this video with your friends and family members, because the more we get our ducks in a row, the more we're able to get our concerns out there, the more we're able to speak about this, the more of a likelihood we have of actually trying to stop and resist this, especially under a future Trump administration. So please share this video with your friends and family members. It is more imperative than ever. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys supporting us, getting the biltong. Get it. Trust me. Best decision you will ever make. Super good, super healthy. Start your health own journey on biltongusa.com. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more.